Go again. Yeah, do the same one again. And again. Nope. Do it again. Okay. So you're gonna do it again, and you don't need to change anything about you. You just do you. I want you to pay attention to her left elbow, plot it in space, and you go. Okay. Do you see how you're gonna keep doing that. When you tell me what's happening to that left elbow as you plot it in space. Describe what's happening.
Moves slightly there, then stays still here until...
Speak up.
It moves slightly at the beginning and then stays still through the rest of the technique.
All right, let's find out. Stop. I'm going to plot it in space right there. You do the throw. Looks like it went towards the east.
Yes.
Okay, so you weren't accurate, so you're going to do it again. Watch the elbow. Do you see?
Yes.
Okay. We'll have you guys go. Then Naga Taylor. Let's again moving away from me. And you're gonna plot his elbow in space. Nope, you're always gonna go north. You're always gonna throw north. You're plotting his elbow. Good. What do you notice as you plot it in space? Anything? What do you notice? What? Is it staying still or is it moving in space? It's moving. Pay attention. It's moving eastward again. Watch prior to the throw. Do you see? It's going eastward again. Okay. We'll come back. We'll do the other pair. And you're going to do the same thing. You don't have to change anything. And we're going to now plot for the hand in space, the wrist grab. What do you notice?
It's moving up and down.
Wrist. Pay attention. What?
The same direction as the other.
It's going in the same direction. So if we plot, look at the distance the wrist is currently from her torso. Do you understand? Now watch as he throws. It got closer to her torso. Do you see that? And that's a product of that elbow hinging. That's why the wrist gets closer. Do you understand? Okay? So we're going to come and we'll switch to the other team. Watch that. And again, you see how the wrist gets closer. You see? Which is telling you the elbow is hinging. Got it? Okay. So, and you don't have to worry. Push, push, push. Okay? I don't want to stay here or do any kind of segmentation to get things to go. See? You see the segmentation? Right at contact, you have it. You see? This isn't getting closer. This is, stay there. You can use me for balance here. Relax. This is not hinging. You see that? So right at contact, everything stays the same. So even this little shoulder, you see? No shoulder hinge. So you want to do the movement though, okay? Same thing, I'm going to come up, but I'm not going to let these hinges work. Up. She's trying to go in, but I'm not going to let her. Do you see that? If we pay attention to the ukes disconnect all the time, okay? So if you pay attention to when, so she pushes, she's now not disconnected. But when does she want that right there? Let's stay there. Right here is where she'll take her center out of the technique. And so the internal energetic manipulation, she's trying to desegment it. She's trying to disconnect it, you see? And then the hinges will become viable again. So this kind of uke gives you a great opportunity to, you see, there it is again. So once I have her here, I have her center, so you can see it. You can move her anywhere you want. But once she goes off balance, she's now changing the angle and disconnecting the center. What you have to do as you advance is not go back to a hinge. She changed the vector, so you just keep the energy instead. Got it? So I don't want to do the kihon at the cost of bringing her joints back in. I have the energy. The energy is what I use. Every time she disconnects, I keep that lock on her joints. So see how she goes back? Okay, what was she supposed to do? Push, okay, but she goes back, go back, and same thing, I can't keep going where she disconnected. She goes back, and I keep the same thing. Do you feel? Do you see? And the joints don't hinge. Got it? Okay, Chris? So this, I don't want that. You see? It's just the feeling I want. When does it happen? Right when he's about to fall. Okay? So maybe I take the kihon up to that part. He starts to pull out and hinge. Do you see? Now to continue on this, now here's where you can push down on that hand. You see? He's given back leverage to himself, which is what a resisting person will do. They will do that. And that's why this kind of uke, it's not the best for you naga development, but for my naga development, it'll help me train. So when I feel that, do you see how I felt? It goes yin. You see how I put it back on? Right. So we'll do that one again just so I can talk it through. As I feel him pull that, do you see? Rather than push here and give him the mechanical advantage there, right? I brought this way. This is going this way. See? And what you notice is that the hinge stops working. Every time. There's that little hinge. There it is again. There's that hinge. You see? Trying to take energy off, it'll kind of go down. Do you understand? So pay attention to this segmentation. And as uke, because you're training from the yin side of the yang side throwing architecture, you want to make yourself throwable and save the counters for jiu-jitsu. Okay? So, as I do the prescribed, you see, I have established by prescription center-to-center relationship. You feel that? Okay, so if the camera doesn't feel what you feel, but you see if I continue to do it, you see how I did the same thing. I have her joints not working, so. Okay? So when I establish that center and you start to go, and then I came off. Do you see? I keep the same center. Okay? Now, here's the interesting part. You might be very interested in not training in a drill where my response is prescribed. You might go, that's a bunch of bullshit. I would rather learn how to do something when people counter. Okay? Again, save that for jiu-jitsu. But if I maintain center, you're going to see you're never going to throw me because you segment. Okay, so I become a much harder uke, making you fail more, not succeed more, than the uke who disengages. Okay, so I'll do the disengagement uke, and you go ahead and throw me. I want you to be able to describe what you're feeling. What do you feel? Louder.
The weight is getting taken off right as you're going off balance, a little bit topsy-turvy, not really, but
Yes.
just
Okay, so I'll keep that description in mind, and now I get into your center. So every little manipulation starts where it leaked out before as uke, now takes away from your throwing force because it's leaking out there too. You see? So as you move from here, where I established center to center, as you move from here, go ahead and move. You see? You're going to do the technique. I'm just feeling all of that leakage. There it is again. Do you see? So imagine you're a nage, and sensei says you get 4 tries, and then your partner gets 4 tries. So we bowed in and we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my turn. I'm really getting 8 tries. I see. Right. Okay. So again, change your mindset. Don't prioritize throwing them. It's how you throw them. And equally, it's how you fulfill your role as uke. Okay? You understand that? So, it's not very high. Chill. Lay down on your shoulder. No. You don't need that elbow. Just put your shoulder on the ground. There you go. And did you see how you use your elbow? Okay, just go. That's it. Now, this is very mushy. So I'm going to push. Good. Now lower your shoulder without that getting mushy. Yes. You see how different that looked? Do it again. Yes. Good. Do you see her body's different? Can you see it or is it not visible? You look like you're doubting me.
It's visible.
Can you see it? Okay. Can you feel it? Okay. Do your segmented shoulder. You're going to put your shoulder down. That's a fear response. This is too high for your mind. So you go a little at a time. Now I'll risk it. Okay? And now be segmented. Different body. Okay? So what you want to do is not be afraid, because fear segments the body. Be locked. Locked. No. Again, you have to use your mind. I can't be pushing on this all the time. You use the mind. Nope. Do you see? Pressurize. No. Then it happens right at the fear response of falling. Okay? So if that's the case, then doing the prescribed ukemi, which is the role of uke, not the following, okay? I get to reconcile fear. I'm brought to the fear crisis, the fork in the road. Which will you do? Will you go unconscious? Do you see? Will you segment? Will you go unconscious? Or will you maintain awareness in the face of that gravitation, that egocentrism? It's a choice, okay? And as you, as uke, make yourself be that, do that, you get 8 reps per every 4, not 4 reps, okay? Pay attention to those joints, both from uke, and if they do it from nage, get them back out of play, okay? Good. Okay, so now pay attention to the functioning, the articulation in her joints. You have the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder. What do you notice?
There seems to be a little bend or going back on some of the reps.
Anyone else notice anything?
There's energy leakage.
Yes, there's energy leakage, which who could define what is not being impacted as a result of that energy leakage?
The center.
The center is not being affected. So the center is being sequentially externally affected. So as you work through each joint, then eventually you're pulling on the center. Do you understand that? Okay. So the same thing is here. Okay. So when I'm here, you see I'm in the center. It's in your center. That's why when you try to disconnect, what do you feel this hand is doing? Where is it?
It's in the center.
Yeah, do you see?
Hi.
Okay. As opposed to you go ahead and disconnect and I disconnect too.
Hi.
Okay? As you get. And then inversely it's the same thing here, right? So as I go into your joints, because you disconnected, go ahead and do your thing.
Hi.
Do you see like that? Now the joints become functional again. But if you get to that point and you disconnect, you see, and I'm still in the center, but from a different vector, and you have to be able to do it on the fly, and the joints stop functioning. Every time the joints function, you're going to lose connection to the center. Okay? So if you watch her center, and we just plot it in space, is it moving? Is it moving through the sagittal plane? That's on the mat. Or is it rotating? Are the distal ends of her body rotating around her center? Okay? Such that it's because the center is spinning. Okay? Like imagine a ball bearing when I'm spinning it. Okay? Or I'm actually doing some combination of both and they're spiraling through space like a corkscrew roller coaster. So if we plot her body in space, do you see? And I do this technique here, I'm just going around each joint. Do you see that? Till it goes down. Again, what does the uke usually do? Reconciles the absence of a mechanical absence of a mechanical advantage. Okay, so she'll go down, but because I have my center, do you see? Go ahead. And if I add my if I add my internal skills to it, she's not going to get me. Okay? What I want to do is establish Kazushi, you see, so that her ability to resist is less doable because you're mechanically being disorganized, okay? So, as opposed to you pushing and I get out of the way, she's perfect balance, do you see? So I'm not getting out of the way. You're gonna have to travel as we move camera. As I get out of the way, there's perfect balance until she reconciles the energy, if she was stronger, or until each joint starts working up its way to affect her center, okay? So, instead, I'm going to immediately, the same feeling that I have there, I do on a yield. Okay, I don't just get out of the way and disconnect the grip from her center. Same feeling there. I keep that feeling. Do you see? So let's look as I get out of her center. Watch her steps. Watch her steps. What did she do last time? She took that little stutter, right? So same feeling there that I'm there. I keep, boom. You see? Okay, now wait. Go stay there where you are. Watch me go off. You see? I'm off. Stand back up. Okay, go back where you were. Okay? And same thing. Do you feel it? It's in, am I in the lock? No, I'm not. Here's the lock. Get back up. Go back where you were. You felt something though, right? But it's not the lock. Got it? Do you see? Try to stand up. Oh, a little harder, right? Add the movement. Shh. So from here, I have it. From here, I had it. In your center, have it. Same projection, right? Going around. Come back. Here. Look at her joints. Flex them in and out. You see? Usable. Boom. You feel the difference? Not usable. So here, I don't go around this. I keep this relationship. That same relationship. What do you do as a result of that relationship? Pay attention. What do you do? Nope. Feel that pressure that you call the lock? Tell me if it goes off by what you did.
No.
Yeah, it did. Do you feel that friction? It's off. Your joints are back. Do you see that? You got to be able to feel that, okay? Do you see how it's on? Look, I'll show you. You see? See how I can move her? Come back. As you feel that, reconcile the pressure you feel. It's off again. There, stay there. Go back. Reconcile it. Take the pain off is what that means. Take the pain off. You see it's off. Stay. Stay there. Come around. Watch your joints. Do you see? Go back. We're going to go really slow. As you take the Kimi to reconcile the energy, what am I doing?
Keeping it on.
Keeping it on. Do you see? That's another attempt to take it off. Go around again, you'll see it'll be off. You see it's off again. Go back. So as each reconcile that she does, I keep the joint non-functioning as I go into the technique. It stays on. Again, she's trying to take it off. The faster you move, the faster I have to move. Okay? I'm keeping it on. Do you see that? On. Okay? Now, I don't want to, see? I don't want to go here. That's not where it's on. Okay? I have to go into your center. Into your center. Do you feel that difference? And that's where my projection is. Okay? Try it again. Alright. So, now you're not in Kokudosa. You're in Kihon Waza. The concepts, the principles are the same, but the prescriptions are not the same. Okay? So, as I go into his center, just like Kokidosa, do you feel it? There it is. He's going to reconcile that energy and get back into my center. Okay? And I'll show you, because he can do a projection through my center. You see? You get it? Okay. This is where the Nikkyo starts. In the guy being in my center, and now, like you weren't supposed to do in Kokidosa, I attempt to regain my center. You see that? So he has it, and I'm gonna get it back. Do you see that? But before I segment, he keeps that same connection as I am attempting to do that. Okay? Do you see? So again, project me. You see that? So I'm taking Ukemi. He's keeping that same feeling. He'll move wherever he needs to move to at any point be able to project me again. Center. I keep reconciling it to free my center. You see? Here I am. Okay? Now, we're down at the bottom, and I'll show you. I have my center, which should mean I can do what to him? Project. We'll get back there. But I am Uke. So I receive his projection. Again, he's not trying to just deal with my joints. He's got that same feeling, and now he projects my center. That is Ukemi. But that's also Nage. Okay? So he's not just attacking my joints and I go, ow. There's little counters that I'm doing. Now to this point. If I over counter, then he would, because of his task, just keep connection that much faster. Do you get it? That's what you were doing. So you over countered too quickly and you weren't ready for the continuation. Why is it a problem? Let's say I start to fall and I'm going that way. Don't change this. Don't change. Leave it in space where it is. I'm going to fall this way. Do you see? Looks like it worked. But I'm going to do that slow, and you're going to see that he's going to have to go over the top to keep the center. And at this point, as I start to fall, I'm now going against the lock as I put him back into there. You see that? So I go, whoa, and now your Nage has a choice. Don't break our wrist.
Right.
You get it? Or break our wrist. Okay? So don't fall. Instead, just reconcile. Again, you can see. Just reconcile, and he'll continue. Okay? Try it again. Why are you not switching? Okay, so again, you're in his joint. You're in her joint too. So if we watch how much of the move has started, he's just standing there, do you see? This is where a resistant opponent punches you in the face, okay? So you would go, nothing in the center, nothing, now here. So the joints work their way up till they affected his posture. As a sense of something different, he's gonna grab, right? And because you can project at any point, which means I'm in his center. Right? I'm not going to be in his arm. Not in his arm. Okay. The second of contact, you can project. So I'm gonna move through the architectural pattern of Nikkyo. Okay? And I'll stop at various increments in its spiral geometry, and you'll see that I can always project, okay? So I'm going to start to move. Okay, there's that first part, and again, in the center. Keep moving, and again, there it is right there, okay? I'm going to go into the technique. Here we are. Same thing, boom, in the center. I'm cutting through the technique. Same thing, in the center. Same thing, in the center. And you have to move so you can film it. Okay, we're getting into the technique. Same thing. Project in the center. Boom. In the center. Always in the center. Get to the bottom. Same thing. Project even without the obvious movement of my hands that way. It's still in the center. Okay, and you can at all times reverse it. Okay? Which you cannot do when you're only in the joints. Okay?